Hello everyone, welcome to Watercolors with Jaylene. Today we are going to paint a sand dollar greeting card. This is what the finished product will look like, and I'm going to show you how quick and easy it really is to paint one of these. So I start out with my small piece of watercolor paper, and in the downloadable directions it has the sizes of all of the different papers that we'll be using. So I start out with just a plastic round glass to get the shape of the sand dollar so that it doesn't end up oval. And I trace it very lightly. So each sand dollar does have a little notch in its side. So I just kind of draw in the little notch, and then I go around and make the edges uneven because sand dollars do have nice worn edges from being tumbled around out in the sea. So I just kind of draw that real quick. And then with each of the sand dollars, I have 5 teardrop shaped holes. And they're different sizes, of course. You know, some are larger, some are smaller. And I don't know, it's a thing that I have about odd numbers, so I always make sure that there's 5. Okay, so I have those on there. And then what we'll be doing is painting wet on wet, which means I will, with my paintbrush, I will just paint water in all of the areas where the paint will actually be going, because as I apply the paint, the water is going to help move it around on the paper. And as I mentioned, it's just one color that we're using, and then with the different thicknesses, it will create different shades throughout the sand dollar and give it some depth and like a worn look. So you can use any shade of blue. You can use greens, yellows, oranges, any color of sand dollars that you like. And I start with just a little bit and get it on here. And as you can see, the water that I had painted on here kind of helps spread it around a little bit. So you want to work fairly quick just so that the water that we originally put down doesn't dry. And because it is pretty, it's pretty quick to go anyway. So we'll just go around and kind of get just a little more water to help move this along. And then in a future video, I am going to show you how, because I custom cut all of my own colored paper, the background paper. So I'll show you how I do that. It's very easy. And I never was able to find the right size paper, so I do cut my own. And it's nice that way if I have to make adjustments, make something a little larger or smaller, it's easy enough to do. And as I had mentioned, the instructions are downloadable, and there is also a traceable. So if you want to just trace this out, you can, easy enough. And then I also have a coloring page in there with a lot of sand dollars on it, and I painted those. I used, I believe, 3 different colors on those sand dollars. Some greens and blues, and it turned out very nice. And I am actually going to look for a white frame. I want to frame it and hang it up. So you can see how there's the darkness over here. Well, I want just a little more darkness on this side, so I'll just kind of tap in a little bit and let the water kind of spread it around for a minute. There, kind of touch up some of my lines here. Okay, so we're going to give this just a minute to dry, because then there are a couple other little things, little details that we're going to want to add on to here. So while we're waiting, whoops, let's get that a little bit better. There we go. Okay, so as we wait for this to dry, I do want to show you, I'm going to set that aside, and here are different colors of sand dollars that I've done, and it's very nice to maybe paint 3 or 4 or 5 different cards, different colors, and give them out as gifts. People love them. Put a little bow around it, turns out very nice. So we're gonna give this just a minute to dry a little bit more. Okay, so as we're waiting for this to dry, I'm just going to take a eraser real lightly and kind of erase some of these outlines. And you do want to make sure that it's dry enough so that you don't smear the paint. Okay, very good. Okay, so now that those are erased, I am going to take my my paintbrush again, and with just a little, I don't want it real wet, but I do want a little more paint on there. So I kind of dab a little bit off, but I want to make just little weathered marks, and it's just like here and there throughout the card. You know, just a few. You can put as many as you want or as few as you want, but it really adds a lot of character to the sand dollar itself, because obviously no sand dollar is perfect, right? So there we go, just a few little marks here and there. Okay, so now that we have that completed, the next thing that I'm going to do, as you'll see on here, I do have a border around both the watercolor card and the background card. So with that, I do take a waterproof black marker, and this is a Micron number 03. And I just do kind of like a little star type thing in the corner, and then on the shorter sides, I go 1, 2, 3, and then corner. And then on the long sides, I do 4 little stars throughout. And I just kind of eyeball it. I don't measure. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, in the corner. Now we'll do 3, 1, 2, 3, corner. And then the last side, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and corner. And then we'll set that aside for a minute. Now this is the background color, so I do the same thing with this, and it's the same. I do a corner and then 1, 2, 3, corner. And the lines don't have to be perfect. 2, 3, 4, corner. That's kind of what adds character to the card anyway. 1, 2, 3, corner. And 1, 2, 3, 4, corner. And you can do any kind of border. I just do like little heart or star or crisscross. I'm not even sure what it is. It's more of a squiggle mark. So there's how the two will set. And so what we'll do is flip these over, and on the back we will want to get our, this is double-sided tape, and I buy this at the dollar store or at one of the hobby stores. And so I just cut a little piece for the top and bottom of each of these cards. This is what gives it, you know, the layered look And I don't measure, I just kind of clip. So I set that off to the side, and then we can flip this over and we'll peel the tape off of here. Yeah, it adds depth, and then again I just kind of eyeball it to center it. And on any of this, if it's not absolutely perfect, you know, it just adds character to it. Don't be too hard on yourself in trying to get everything even. So here's my card, my blank card, and we're just gonna set it on there real quick. Okay, so now I take, this is a glitter glue, and I add glitter to just about everything because I love the stuff. So with the glitter glue, I just go real quick. I don't want a heavy line of it. I just want a little bit of sparkle. And I don't think it's going to show up very well in this video, and I apologize for that. But believe me, in real life, do yourself a favor, get some glitter glue, and whenever you can dab it on a card, do it, because it just adds so much to it. All right. So there we go. So that is pretty much complete. That's it for completing a sand dollar card. And like I said, you can do them in many colors. I'm going to set that aside for the glitter glue to dry. And while that's drying, I do want to show you real quick. This is in the downloadables, and it's just a bunch of sand dollars. And I had taken it and painted them, and I used purples, blues, and greens. And this is what I'm going to frame because I thought it turned out so cute. So, you know, you could use oranges, reds, and yellows, or any color scheme that you want. All the same color maybe. You know, just have fun with it. So that is our lesson for today. I hope you enjoyed it. You see how quick and easy it was to do the little sand dollar cards. And as the holiday season approaches, we're going to be making snowmen, some Grinches, and I'm not sure what else. It'll be a surprise, but it'll be fun. Everyone loves to get a handmade card for Christmas. A lot of people will frame them. They keep them and frame them and put them up year after year. So we'll have a lot of fun with that. Thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate your support, and I look forward to more lessons with you.